everyone, I'm Piera from IndieWavves, and today I have the pleasure of chatting with
Alec Meza.
Hell yeah! Alec,
What up, bro?
how are you?
I'm good.
How are you feeling today? I'm good, thank you.
I'm feeling good.
Nice.
Excited. First interview of the of this whole record release, so it's exciting.
So thank you so much. I'm honored that you're taking the time to talk to us about your whole project, and we're gonna dive into a bunch of little things, but we're gonna start at the very beginning. How did you fall in love with music?
I think it was just, kind of everything is the environment in which you're raised, right? So whether it's car rides or even just being at home. My dad was a DJ, he plays the drums, and we grew up in church, so it was always like worship music, and then rock and roll music, and then house music. So it was like a nice variety of things growing up. I feel like I never had a time in my life where I wasn't listening to music. I don't remember a specific time where I fell in love with it, because it's just part of who I am.
How did you know that this was going to be your career path?
I had no idea. At one point it was just a dream, right? And then you kind of realize it can change from a dream to an actual plan. Once it became a plan, then I was like, there's kind of like an algorithm to this. There's like a way to get this stuff done. I think maybe like when I dropped out of college, it was kind of like I didn't have a choice anymore. It was like, this is plan A and plan A has to work. So because plan A had to work, it was just getting a crew together, getting everybody on the same page, creating kind of freely. Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah.
So
I love that you say that plan A has to work, because a lot of times if you have a backup plan, you're not really giving yourself that opportunity where, like, if you know you have a backup plan, it doesn't always make you go full throttle for plan A.
Yeah, that's exactly right. As long as the people in your corner and like the people you surround yourself with understand what the end goal is, right? The plan can change, right? As long as there is a plan and as long as there's kind of movement and the end goal is the same, then I think people are doing the right thing.
Also, shout out to your management team. You've surrounded yourself with some dope people.
Yes,
honestly, if that is anything to be said about being in the music industry, it is a lot about the people that you surround yourself with. And
it's not the music industry, it's your life. It's the things aren't cliche for no reason. You are who you surround yourself with. So if you're around the wrong people, you're gonna be the wrong person. But it's just your life in general. Yeah. I'm just blessed enough to have those people having the same interests and the same belief in myself as I do to support me. You know.
Have you always been really comfortable being on stage?
Yes.
I got
Honestly,
figured.
It's the same. It goes back to like being a kid and just like I'm a middle child, so my whole life just doing things for attention, and just always dancing and singing and just being an idiot at the family gatherings and stuff. I even said it at the show, but it's like the evidence of my life going to concerts, it's never me getting nervous for the artist that I'm seeing to get all the words right and to sing the perfect notes. It's always like, I want to have the best time at this place with the people that I'm with, enjoying the thing that I love. So the thing is, I don't have worries when I'm on stage. It's like, I know people paid to see me, so they got my back already. It's the evidence that I need to just be who I am. Like, if you come to a show, I enjoy singing things differently, messing my voice up horribly, and I'm just paying attention to the crowd. Not to say that I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, because I care a lot, we practice a lot. I look at how people are reacting, and I try to get at least like one smile out of everybody, or one like,
hey, that's pretty good,
out of everybody, and then if that happens, then my job is done.
I love that. He's a real music lover, somebody who's just willing to pay for an artist and go and have this experience, right? When you're on stage, you're having an experience and you're sharing it with everybody else. This is why I always say live music will never go out of style.
At the last show, there's this one kid who was just like, and he was right up front. I was like, this will not work for me. So at one point, I just went up to him, I started like singing to him, and I just put my hand out for like a high five, and it changed his whole demeanor. He was like, well, you know what? I'm having a good time too. That's the thing. If you ever go somewhere, you're there, right? Why are you angry? You pay, like, just go and have a good time. the worst, I mean, I'm not a comedian, right, by any means, but you ever see those videos, or you ever been at a comedy show and somebody's miserable at a comedy show? Why the hell did you go to a comedy show?
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I know, they get picked at. They absolutely get picked at.
Why did you do that? Hey, why'd you do that?
Unless someone dragged them there, but
yeah.
Why are you in the front row if someone dragged you there? Like, why?
And you're already there. Just have some fun. You're already there.
Or make space for the people who actually want to be there.
No, just stop being a dunce and just be there. Be there yourself. Like, that's awesome.
But I'm sure he left with a very memorable experience after that. Because he was like, hey, the lead singer, like, just, you know, shook my hand and was just like, hey.
God willing, it'll be a good moment when we look back at that, you know?
Oh, it absolutely will. And if this person's watching it, like, no hate to you. It's like in life, you need people who are going to uplift you and just be like, hey, stop being a little sad sometimes.
Me and my friends, we call each other the staff. And it's not because we work together, it's because we're the people we lean on. And sometimes you just need, you know, some people that you could just be like, it's not so bad, you know?
That is very true. It's very important. So how did you first cultivate the genre that you wanted to start off with? Because now you're onto something a little bit punky.
Yeah, it's definitely,
rock.
this new music is definitely like my first attempt at being a little more like poppy. I don't know, I think that we are part of a generation that is like, we have so much information and we have a literal unlimited amount of music, movies, TV shows. It's just, we have access to so much that I think my generation, and especially the ones that are coming after us, it's like, it doesn't make any sense to have a box. And it's cool if you do, because some people really like rock and they really like to make rock music, and it makes sense. But I just think we're gonna have so many more people who are just like, I don't know what to call this and I don't care because it feels good. There's things that I like to listen to that I could just like live to. And then there's things that inspire me to write about what I'm going through. People love things that are beautiful. And sometimes people love things that are not beautiful because they're not beautiful. And there's beauty in it. You know what I mean? It's like, and there's no reason to say that, oh, this person shouldn't be doing this and this person shouldn't be doing it. It doesn't make any sense. So I just listen to so much and I take what I like, I make it my own. I'm just do what I want to do because I like it. And hopefully other people like it too.
Yeah. No, and you do a great job at that, because that's the whole point of being relatable, right? Like you said, we're very multifaceted, and depending on what we're going through, we're gonna lean on music for that.
A major thing that I've noticed about myself within the past couple of years is like, because I really grew up rapping, like me and my friends on the school bus, at parties. Luckily enough for me, I got good at it, so people wanted to hear more. So that's just because I was good at it, I was like, I just gotta rap. People want me to rap, so I'm gonna rap. But like, I listen to rap, but I really listen to other music. And I'm really taken back by people who could write something in the most simple way possible. And a lot of the times that comes in like singing. Even if you don't understand the words, if you hear a certain melody, it makes you feel a certain way. And I've always been drawn to that and like trying to do that. So then I, started to attempt to like sit at the piano and like write. But I have some friends who, this was just a couple years ago, were like, you should get better at writing choruses. Because I'm so used to rapping, right? And in rap, you can say, I could say a million different things in just one verse. But because it's like, there's room for it. But when you have to sing, and when there's like a proper hook with a nice melody, it's really one line usually. Yeah. Sometimes repeated, and that's so difficult because like the simplicity is, it's hard. Like you got to go through some shit in order to get simple. If that makes any sense.
It makes absolutely so much sense.
And like you just have to know what it is, that feeling, right? And then so after practicing that and trying to do that, I realized like it's not that I don't like rapping anymore and I just want to be a songwriter. It's not that all I want to do is write like singing songs and try to be pop. Just by the end of my life, I want to say out loud what people have in their hearts. Those people who can't say it, right? And for me, that just means I have to go and I have to live my life so I know what these emotions are and I know what these feelings are. And then when it comes time to speaking about it in an artistic way, then it's like certain music is going to require certain things from me in order to get that, in order to draw out a certain emotion. And I realized like that's really what I care about, is like, how does this make me feel? Because if it makes me feel a way, I already know by default it'll make 100 other people feel the same way. Somebody's gonna get it. If I'm honest with myself and I've lived that feeling and I know what that feeling of, like, let's say nostalgia is. And when I hear a certain song or I smell something, it's like it puts me right back into that place. So it's like I really want to master that simplicity of just evoking some kind of emotion, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's like people don't expect it of me, which I think maybe not this project. This project is, although it's different from my old stuff, there's a line, you know what I mean? There's a thread that's like, especially you see me live, when I'm with the band and it makes sense. It's different, but it flows well. Yeah. But I think with the next project, it might have to be its own thing. Like I might have to just, you know, really was hammer the nail in to that one. You just have to live life. You have to make decisions. You have to sleep in the bed that you make for yourself. You got to go meet people. You got to eat food that you like and you don't like, and you got to try new things. And then you just learn. You learn how to be a human, and you learn how to see things from other perspectives and stuff. And then you can reflect and talk about it. Right. You know? Yeah.
Because like how they say, if you want to learn a new language, you have to submerge yourself in the culture. If you want to continue to live your life and get the best out of it, submerge yourself in the experience. As how you were saying, if you're going to be there experiencing me live, fully be there, because that's the only way that you're going to really pay attention to how you feel about it in the moment, and then you can reflect on it later. So I love that you've said that, and I'm sure you've had a lot of people who inspired your music, but who are some of your favorite artists that have inspired what you do now?
My first CD that I ever bought was Kanye West's Late Registration. Whoa. So that, Kanye was like, you know, you say what you want about the guy, but growing up, his music was, still is incredible. Like, you can't listen to that in the context of that time and be like, this is bad. Right now, though, someone who's really like inspirational is Sampha.
Love Sampha.
So good. Oh my God. It's not even just like, it's not just his music that he makes. The music is incredible, but like his demeanor, the way that he speaks, is like, he's got like this Apple Music radio that he has, and that's inspiring because that's somebody who is so in touch with himself that he knows what he likes, you know, and he's not hiding it for anybody. Aside from Sampha, the other person who really is a huge influence on me is Andre 3000.
Love him too.
Yeah.
Solid.
Yeah. Andre, Kanye, Tyler the Creator. Naturally, of course. And
they all have such different personalities too. It goes to say that how everyone, like Sampha has great work ethic. I think just out of everything that he does, he's so well spoken to. That has a lot to say about people, and we're gonna do like full manifestations on camera. So would you want to work with them one day? Like, who are some people that you would like? You can look at this later on and say like, oh shit, I remember that one time I did that interview. And
can I be myself on this?
You absolutely should. Yes.
Okay. People may not like this. Is a hot take. I don't believe in that.
Hot topic.
I don't believe in manifestation.
You don't? Okay.
No, but it's only because I think people define it, or they give it a different meaning, right? Because remember how I talked about, like, if you have a plan, it most likely will happen. Like, this is the thing. It's like, if I manifest that I'm going to be in the NBA, I will not be in the NBA. And if I did manifest that, right, I'm not going to be the center. I can't be. So the thing is like, I understand based off of the evidence of my life is like, you have to have some kind of awareness of like, you're good at this. People are attracted to this about you, right? And everybody has those things. Everybody has it. But when you tap into it and you're aware of what it is that you have, then you can plan to be around that more, to bring that out of people, to bring that out of yourself more. And I think that because I'm very self-aware of what I want and who I want to be around, like we talked about my friends and how I'm very firm and strict about that stuff, it's like, by default, I will end up in those places with these people because they just get it. You know what I mean? It's not manifestation. It's just me just planning. It's planning. It's like being aware of myself and what I want, and then just planning it. It's not me manifesting it. If I want to make a song with Sampha, I'm going to. One of my best friends, I just talked about this literally yesterday. One of my best friends, Mika, he told me something that will never ever leave my life. Like, it's ingrained in my heart now. there is no strategy in hope. I can't just sit and hope that things are gonna happen. You have to have a plan.
Yeah.
And then when you're prepared, don't be surprised when they come into fruition.
Mm-hmm. You just got back from South by Southwest. One, how was it? And two, was this your first time attending?
I didn't really have expectations. Like I just think as soon as my managers told me that it was happening, I was like, no way. And then like we just had one show planned, and then as we started planning, it's like, hey, since you're here, you want to play another one? Heck yeah, I do. And then I told all my friends, and they're like, we're there. So it wasn't even just me and the band. It was like me, our best friends, the team. Like it was just overall just a really awesome experience. Like obviously the music aspect was cool. I got to see a lot of my friends from London who I haven't seen in a while. And then like just meeting new people was like really, really awesome. It was my first time attending. It was my first time ever in Austin. It was cool. It was very cool.
I like that. Like you probably didn't put so much pressure on yourself for what you were doing. And look at that. 2 shows instead of 1.
2 shows, yeah. Shout out Kyle and Andrew.
Yeah.
Doing their thing.
Huge shout out to Kyle and Andrew. They're behind the camera. But woo! Yeah, it's a testament to like who you are and like the team that you have and how much they believe in you. And I really appreciate that I'm getting to see who you are not only as an artist but as like being in the music industry is an industry, and you are really business oriented with who you have around you and how you like to do certain things. And testament to that is you just released Paperboy. In all caps. Can I put it over here?
With an exclamation point.
With an exclamation point. It's probably yelling at everybody. Paperboy out now.
And
Listen to it. It's amazing, honestly. Like the whole.
like this, it's cool.
Okay. He's being too chill about it. I'm like, it's really fucking awesome. I genuinely really love that song.
Thank you.
I love a lot of your music. So
Thank
this
you.
is why, yours.
I think this is like the most digestible song that I've made in a while, which is cool. Because, like I said, I have my friends who are like, you should work on that more. And I did. And now I have this. And I'm happy.
Yeah, you get an A+.
Thank you.
For that
Thank you so
song?
much. I'm not used to
That
that. I used to get C's all the time.
Really?
Yeah, but they get degrees. So.
But what do you mean when you what do you mean when you say digestible about the track compared to all the others? Is it because it's not as heavy with lyrics?
I mean, some people really say they don't give it, pardon my French, they don't give a shit about people and things, and they really mean it. And I think looking up to some of those people when I was younger, it made me feel like I need to, like that's what I want to be. I want to be on a level where I don't give a shit. But I really do, you know what I mean? I really, really care about the art that I make, mostly for myself, but also like the second I put it out, it's not mine anymore. So I care what people say about it. I don't mean it in the way where it's like, I want everybody to like my music, but it's like, I care enough to want to know, how does this make you feel? And I think with this song so far, it's only been out for a week, and everybody's saying like, this is pretty. And that's such a nice word. It's like, this is pretty. This is like, it's like glittery. It just makes you feel good. And that's a good feeling. And now maybe that'll be the bridge to go and listen to my sad music, right? But it's like, okay, now I touched on this feeling, and that's kind of unusual for me, and it feels good to have been able to do it.
Okay, I understand now what you mean about it. I really like the song, and I know now what you mean by saying that it's a bit more digestible, because some of your other music, which I really do enjoy, I can't keep up with all the lyrics, because you're really great at, but I'm not a rapper, I'm like, this is why I'm over here interviewing.
Yeah, it's a little bit harder to...
Yeah, to keep up, but even though I understand what you're saying, I'm like, oh, okay, I like that. But with this song, it just really makes you want to get up and dance. So don't let me spoil it for you. I'm not here to tell you exactly how the song feels, but it's great. It's one of those, like, it's just a jam. I feel like that's the best way that you can put it. It's a jam. It makes you want to like kick up your feet, just be like,
I think
a little bit.
Like, it's really good if you're like cleaning your house on a Sunday and like you got the vacuum in your hand, and it's just like, I was cleaning my room when I got back from Texas, and I played it because it had just come out. So
you can say that what inspired it was just you wanting to try something different and make it a little bit more like...
Complete accident.
Fun. Oh, I like that.
It was...
Sometimes the best things are accidents.
A complete accident. Like, genuinely to the core, this entire new EP that's coming out, an accident. So we were waiting for stems to come through because me and Pete Fensky, shout out Pete, we were waiting for like friends to send it, and it just never came through. So we were just like, should we just like fucking mess around? And and Pete's like, yeah. And then he just played that like pretty guitar, and then just like kind of as a joke is I was just like, certain sounds call for other sounds, right? And it's like, because I listen to a lot, I know certain things that would sound good over certain things. And once I figure that out, then it's like, okay, well, how do I make it my own now? And then, so that's kind of how it started, but we did it as a joke. I don't mean this in like a bragging way at all, but because I didn't take it serious, that song took us like 30 minutes to make. It's only 2 minutes and change. It's a really short song, but that literally took us like 30 minutes. And not only that, we did that, and we did another song off the new project the same day because we were just joking about them both. It ended up being something where after a couple weeks, me and Pete were just like in our private lives listening to the demos. And then one day we met back up and we were like, those are pretty good. Like, I haven't been able to stop listening to that. Maybe we should do this. So that's kind of like the direction that we started going towards. And it was just like, it was easy because in that moment in time, we both understood the mission. Like we were both in that energy in the same place. And then we brought in like my buddy Jack, Eli, Sean, just brought in a couple of the other troops. And everybody got it. You know, it was like, it's digestible. This is cool. Let's do it. And let Alec do his thing.
And then how did you go from that to creating the short film?
There's always that one thing where it's like, there's no rhyme or reason at first, because you can do anything. When I was listening to this, it kind of made me feel like old school, I Love Lucy. And I didn't know what to do with that information at first, but then as we started working on more of the songs, it was like, no, this is actually cool. This is like a nice little weird love story that's going on here. All those like romantic sitcoms or whatever, it was like comedy, kind of funny, you know.
Yeah,
every now and then it would be like drama, but like I was like, what if we just made people feel weird? What if we did that style and just made you feel like, because I'm used to seeing the things that look like this, and it's fun, you can laugh, right? But really the underlying tone is like, it's real sad, the situation that they're in, and that's kind of funny. And that's kind of what we did. We just retouched on like a love story of like, you know, the 1950s, and it's funny. I look like a little baby in the videos. My shirt is too big. It's real cool.
And then you end up with all the bandages on you. And the story definitely makes. Obviously, watch it for yourself. It's really cute. I laughed. I don't know.
Good. No. I think that's good.
Points.
Putting a story together in that kind of context to be like, we don't really know what the problem is in this relationship that we're watching, but there clearly is some kind of problem.
Oh, they're going through it.
Yeah,
they're fully going through it.
The thing is, like, it doesn't matter because there's no way out of it in that time period. So that's why you see, you know, when I'm having my lunch, you know, way up.
Did not understand why you did. I was like, oh
yeah,
I guess
so,
what's happening.
Yeah,
okay.
and you're not even expecting. You're just kind of like, and then it happens, and I'm on the tallest building in the world. It looks like.
Yeah, why are you eating lunch there? I did not know.
I was working.
I was
working. It was my lunch break.
You're in your lunch break with your suit on. Just watch it. It's a lot of fun.
It's funny.
Yeah. So what inspired the title of Ah, Real Lovers?
You know, Ah, Real Monsters?
Yeah.
It's an old cartoon. I just like that setup. And it's funny because, again, going back to this video, it's like, I'm calling it Ah, Real Lovers. These people are monsters. That relationship, that they're, you know what I mean? It's like this is the thing. It sounds really beautiful, but then, you know, you watch it and the visuals is kind of deeper than the surface. Like even Paperboy is actually a pretty sad song, but it sounds beautiful, so it feels good. Even though, and that's the thing that like I want to do with my music too, is like I really want to, when people hear it, they dance, and when they listen, they cry. That is a huge goal of mine, and if I can do that. That is a goal.
Great.
Yeah.
I love that, because that was going to be one of my other questions is what do you want people to take away from listening to your music, and you just fully answered that in the best way possible.
Well, also, if people go listen to my music that is out currently and the old stuff, what I want people to take away from it, if you listen to all of it, it's like when you look at movies, right? If you were to watch the original Jaws right now, if that came out in theaters and they had like a serious release and it didn't change, people would laugh at it and be like, this is terrible, because you can see how fake the shark is, right? But in the context of its time, it was one of the scariest movies ever made. Like, people were horrified of Jaws. And I just think that if you go back to the beginning of my discography and you listen all the way through to now, just take away that like everything's a work in progress. You know, it's like everything is always changing, everything, you know. And I was young. I'm not mad at it. I'm happy with the music because it's nostalgic at this point.
He wants y'all to forgive him for who he was. No kidding.
Yeah, literally. I'm sorry for that garbage, but pretty soon.
No, I think it's a testament to, it's basically like a journey. We get to listen to your journey. I was doing that yesterday too, and just diving a little bit more into your old songs. And I'm like, oh, this kid's come a long way. And it makes you excited to be like, I wonder where he's gonna be. And I'm glad that we were able to catch you now, because obviously gonna keep my eye out on that, on everything else that you do coming up. What is one piece of invaluable advice that somebody has given you that you would like to share with other up-and-coming artists?
I truthfully don't know who said it, but good things are the worst things when they distract you from the best things. So don't just see something or hear something, and because you have a good opportunity, you just jump into it. Because good sometimes does not equate to great, and real good things take time, hard work, practice, and more practice. So that's always my advice for, again, everybody. It's not even just for artists, it's just everybody. It's like, just be patient, take your time, understand really what it is that you want out of this life, and then plan for it.
Obviously you've been doing your work, and you continue to prove that this guy's a hard worker.
Thank you.
You got it. But now we're gonna go to the little bit more fun. Can you share one or two fun or weird facts about you?
Okay, this is fun and weird, and it has to pertain to music, so this is whatever. And I usually
it doesn't have to. It's just
but it's going to, because it is
okay.
fun and it is weird. One of my favorite artists of all time is Jason Mraz, and I think that's so fun and weird.
I love it.
No, I love him.
Oh,
like it's not like I love him.
No, you love.
I love him.
He's great though. He's an amazing.
No. He is the best. I'm so serious. He is the best. Jason Mraz. God, man, if you ever watch this, I feel like we're only like a stone's throw away through people, but Jesus, man.
Facts. You're a goat.
Goated. That's one of those people who's like, he has mastered simplicity, and I can't even get over it.
It's also like
his live performances are better than the records every single time. I'm like, I can't even believe it. I listen, and like every now and then he'll throw like the live version of a song onto like the deluxe album, and I'm just like crying in my car.
Because he's so romantic.
I'm a grown ass man, and he makes me cry regularly in my car. I just can't even believe it. It's not I'm Yours. It's not, The Remedy. Go and listen to the deep
like
cuts
his actual
of
discography.
Jason Mraz. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's the only. I love him.
Yeah.
And that's a weird fact.
I love that, because I don't think he gets talked about enough.
No, he doesn't. It pisses me off, to be honest.
He meant it when he said that he loved.
I love him.
Jason Mraz.
I love him.
Listen, thank you so much for taking the time. This has been an absolute
Thanks
pleasure.
for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I really appreciate you and what you do. And please let us know where we should follow you. Where can we find you? Where can we stalk him?
You could follow me. I think all my socials now are _ Alec Meza, ALECMEZA, Instagram. I don't really use Twitter X. I usually just use Instagram. I'm being forced to use TikTok now more, so just kidding. But seriously. So on TikTok it's the same. And then Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all those things. Alec Meza.
Vote for us. We're running for president.
2024.